Every doctor who ever told me to change my diet is dead now, every single one of them, and I'm still here. I'm not saying this to be dramatic. I'm saying it because it's the truth. I'm 99 years old, and if there is one thing I've learned in this long life, it's this. Most people don't die because they get old. They die because they eat wrong for too long. Back in 1978, I had a doctor who told me to stop cooking with olive oil. He said it was too much fat and bad for my heart. He died in 1991, heart attack. In 1985, another doctor told me to stop eating butter and start eating margarine because it was healthier and more modern. He died in 2003, also a heart attack. In 1992, a nutritionist told me to eat less salt and more packaged, low-sodium processed foods. She's dead too. I don't even know from what, but I know one thing for sure. They are all gone, and I am still standing. I am still cooking my own food. I am still walking to the market. I am still standing in my kitchen every single day, making meals from scratch, the same way my mother taught me and her mother taught her. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I eat, because most of you are slowly killing yourselves with what you put in your mouths and you don't even know it. I came to this country in 1947. I was 23 years old. I came from Calabria, the poorest part of Italy, the part nobody talks about when they talk about Italian food. We didn't have money. We didn't have restaurants. We didn't have menus. What we had was the food we grew ourselves and the recipes our mothers passed down to us. And those recipes kept my grandparents alive into their 90s. They kept my mother alive until 94, and they have kept me alive longer than anyone in my family ever expected, in a country that has tried very hard to kill me with its food. When I watch what people eat here, it breaks my heart. I see young people eating things that aren't even food, things that come in bags and boxes with ingredients they can't pronounce. I see them drinking chemicals and calling it diet soda. I see them eating bread so full of preservatives it could probably survive a nuclear war. This is not food. This is poison disguised as convenience. And then these same people wonder why they're tired all the time, why they're sick all the time, why they feel old at 40. Today, I'm going to tell you 10 foods, not pills, not supplements, not whatever nonsense they sell you on television at 3 in the morning. Real food, the kind my mother fed me, the kind I fed my children and grandchildren, the kind human beings have eaten for thousands of years before corporations decided they could make more money selling you garbage. But first, you need to understand where this wisdom comes from, because if you understand that, your life can change. Before I tell you the first food, I need you to understand something. What I'm about to share is not a trend. It's not a diet. It's not something you do for 30 days and quit. This is how human beings were meant to eat. Not pills, not powders, not supplements with names you can't pronounce. Real food, the kind my mother cooked, the kind her mother cooked, the kind that kept poor people alive long enough to become old. Food number 1, olive oil, real olive oil. Not the clear yellow water they sell in plastic bottles for $4. That is not olive oil. That is fraud in a bottle. I'm talking about real olive oil, extra virgin cold pressed dark green peppery, burns a little in the back of your throat. That burn, that's how you know it's alive. Olive oil is the foundation of everything I cook. I use it every single day. I put it on bread, I cook my vegetables in it, I drizzle it on soup before I eat. My mother used to say, olive oil is liquid gold. She was right. It keeps your blood clean. It keeps your brain working. It keeps your joints moving. There's a reason the longest living people in the world all come from places where olive oil is in everything. The studies now say what we always knew. People who eat the most olive oil live almost 10 years longer than people who don't. 10 years. That's not nothing. That's 10 more years of walking, 10 more years of cooking, 10 more years of watching your grandchildren grow up. Food. Number 2, beans, every kind. White beans, black beans, lentils, chickpeas. I eat beans almost every day. In soup, in salads, mashed with garlic and olive oil. My mother made pasta e fagioli every week, pasta with beans. Poor people food, peasant food, food for people who couldn't afford meat. And you know what? Those peasants outlived the rich people who ate steak every night. Beans have protein, fiber, strength. They fill you up without making you sick. Every place in the world where people live past 100, they eat beans every day. Scientists give these places fancy names. I give them a simple name. Places where people never forgot how to eat. Food number 3, leafy greens, real greens, not iceberg lettuce. That's not a vegetable. That's water shaped like food. I'm talking about spinach, kale, escarole, Swiss chard, broccoli rabe. When I was a girl in Italy, we picked wild greens from the hillsides. Dandelion greens. People today call them weeds. We called them medicine. We sautéed them in olive oil with garlic and a little crushed red pepper. Greens clean your blood. They keep your bones strong. They keep your mind sharp. I eat greens every single day. And listen to me carefully. If the only vegetable you eat is French fries, you are not eating vegetables. Most people don't die from one bad meal. They die from small bad choices repeated every day for 40 years. These foods don't scream. They don't advertise. They don't come with flashy packaging. They just quietly keep you alive. Before I tell you the next foods, let me say this clearly. Most people think aging is what kills you. It's not. Inflammation kills you. Weak blood kills you. A tired brain kills you. And all of that starts with what you eat every single day. My grandmother didn't know big words like inflammation or antioxidants. She just knew what worked. And these next foods are the reason. Food number 4, garlic, nature's medicine. I put garlic in almost everything I cook. Raw garlic, roasted garlic, garlic sautéed slowly in olive oil until it turns golden and sweet. My husband Enzo used to joke that I was trying to keep vampires away. Maybe I was, because the real vampires are heart disease, cancer, dementia, and garlic keeps them away. Science finally caught up with what my grandmother knew 100 years ago. Garlic lowers blood pressure, fights infection, protects your heart. 1 clove of garlic has more medicine in it than most pills, and it tastes better. Food. Number 5, tomatoes. Cooked, not raw. Raw tomatoes are fine, but cooked tomatoes are powerful. When you cook tomatoes, especially in olive oil, they release something called lycopene. I didn't know that word until my grandson told me, but I knew the truth long before I knew the science. Cooked tomatoes are everywhere in my cooking. My sauces, my soups, my stews. I used to make a simple dish, eggs poached in tomato sauce, and my children begged me for it. Tomatoes. Protect your heart, protect your eyes, protect against certain cancers, and they cost almost nothing. You can buy a good can of tomatoes for a couple of dollars. There is no excuse. Food, number 6, nuts, a handful a day. Every day I eat a small handful of nuts, mostly almonds, sometimes walnuts, not the roasted salted ones covered in chemicals, raw nuts, or lightly toasted. My mother kept a bowl of nuts on the table and we cracked them ourselves. Nuts have fat, yes, good fat, the kind your brain needs to keep working. The studies say people who eat nuts every day live 2 to 3 years longer than people who don't. 2 or 3 years for a handful of almonds. Why would you not do this? People today are terrified of fat, but fat didn't make you sick. Fake food did, sugar did, chemicals did. Food designed to last forever on a shelf did. Your brain is mostly fat. Your nerves need fat. Your cells need fat. When you remove fat, you don't become healthy. You become weak. Let me tell you where everything went wrong. It wasn't one food. It wasn't one mistake. It was when food stopped being food and started being a product. That's when people started getting sick fast. Food Nurse 7, whole grains, real bread, real pasta. When I was young, bread was simple. Flour, water, salt, thyme. That's it. When I came to this country, bread already tasted strange. Then they started changing it even more. They wanted it to last longer on shelves, stay soft forever, look perfect. So they stripped out everything good and left only the garbage. What people eat today is not bread. It's chemistry shaped like bread. I still make my own bread when I can. Whole wheat sourdough, real flour. Real bread fills you up. It gives you energy that lasts. It doesn't spike your blood sugar and crash you an hour later. I've watched this country become addicted to fake bread and then wonder why everyone is diabetic. Food Theory 8. Fish. Small, oily, real fish. I eat fish 2 or 3 times a week. Not big fish, small fish, sardines, anchovies, mackerel. The fish nobody wants because they have bones, they smell strong. Those are the best fish. They're full of oil that keeps your brain working. My husband Enzo loves sardines. We ate them on crusty bread with lemon and olive oil. Simple. Perfect. Today, most fish is farmed in tanks and fed garbage. If you can find wild fish, eat it. Your brain will thank you when you're old and can still remember your own name. Food Number 9. Wine. 1 glass, not a bottle. Yes, wine, red wine. 1 glass with dinner, not 2, not 3, not a bottle. 1. I've had a glass of red wine with dinner almost every night of my adult life. Doctors used to tell me to stop. Now they tell me it was the right thing all along. Red wine protects your heart and blood vessels, but only in moderation. This is the problem here. Everything is extreme, all or nothing, too much, or 0 1 glass with food. That's it, that's enough. Food. Number 10, fresh fruit, nature's dessert. Every single day I eat fruit, an orange, a pear, berries, figs when they're in season. Fruit is sweet, but it's not the same sweet as candy or cake. It comes with fiber, water, vitamins. When my children were young, fruit was dessert. They didn't know there was another option because I never told them. They're in their 60s and 70s now, the ones still alive, and they still eat fruit for dessert. This is how you teach children to eat. You don't give them a choice between an apple and a cookie. You give them the apple. So there it is. Olive oil, beans, leafy greens, garlic, tomatoes, nuts, whole grains, fish, wine, fruit, 10 foods, nothing expensive, nothing complicated, nothing that needs a subscription, a machine, or a miracle pill. Just real food, the kind humans ate for thousands of years. But listen carefully. Food is not everything. I've seen people eat perfectly and die young. I've seen people eat terribly and live long. There's something else that matters just as much, and that's what I'll tell you next. Now listen to me carefully. If food was everything, then everyone who eats well would live forever, and that's not how life works. I have watched people eat perfectly and still die too young, and I have watched people eat terribly and live a very long time. So no, food is not the whole story. Movement, not exercise, life. I never went to a gym. I never counted steps. I never lifted weights. What I did was move. I walked to the market. I walked to church. I climbed the stairs because the elevator was broken half the time. I stood in my kitchen cooking for hours. This is not exercise the way you think of it. This is life. Your body was made to move every day, not sit in a chair for 8 hours and then collapse on a couch. If you don't use your body, you lose it. I see people half my age who can't walk across a room because they stopped moving 20 years ago. That will not be me. Loss and why it didn't kill me. I buried 3 of my children. My daughter Maria died of breast cancer in 2004. She was 58. My son Anthony died of colon cancer in 2012. He was 62. My son Vincent died in a car accident in 2019. He was 68. No parent should outlive their children. I thought each funeral would kill me. It didn't. I kept cooking. I kept eating. I kept walking to the market, not because I wanted to, because that's what you do. You keep going. There is no other choice. Purpose, the thing that keeps you alive. I still live alone. I still cook my own meals. I still walk to the market every day, even when my knees hurt so badly I want to scream. Why? Because stopping is dying, and I'm not ready to die. I have buried my husband. I have buried children, but I still have something to do. I cook, I feed people, I pass down recipes. The day I cannot cook anymore is probably the day I will die, and I have accepted that. But that day is not today. People, loneliness kills faster than food. Human beings are not meant to be alone. I have family. I have my church. I have neighbors who check on me even though I tell them I'm fine. I have watched people retire and die within 2 years, not because they were sick, but because they had no one to talk to, nothing to do, no reason to wake up. Loneliness will kill you faster than butter ever will. You don't need a romantic partner. You need people who know your name, would notice if you didn't wake up, care if you're still here. If you don't have that, you must find it. This is not optional. This is survival. Why I'm telling you all of this? I have fed hundreds of people at my table. Children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, neighbors, strangers. I have cooked for funerals, weddings, christenings, ordinary Tuesday nights when someone needed a meal. This is what I was put on this earth to do, to feed people, to keep them alive. Now I am trying to feed you, even through a screen, even if I never meet you. I'm giving you what my mother gave me and what her mother gave her. The knowledge of how to eat so you can live, not just exist, live. Take it or leave it, but don't say nobody told you because I just did. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have soup on the stove.